I'm here to finally answer the question we have all been waiting for. Is Arrtx alcohol markers better than the Ohuhu markers? Today we're going to find out. Hello and welcome back. We are doing another review video today. This time we're doing the Arrtx alcohol markers. And today we'll be going through the details, swatches, comparing them to the Ohuhu markers, testing them, all the good stuff to know if these markers are really worth it. If you've ever been on the fence of what marker brand to choose between the Ohuhu and Arrtx, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Like I mentioned, we'll be going through all the details of this set. So these are the Arrtx 90 pack. I believe they're called the Saturated 90B pack. These bad boys retail for $124 on their website. That is AUD as well. And what is included are these gorgeous 90 colors, which we will be swatching, of course. What is also included in this pack is a swatch sheet. Now, before we get into the actual swatches, I just want to talk about the packaging. I am in love with this packaging. This packaging is fantastic. It's in a hard display box. This is a hard box that comes with its own strap. But the thing that made me fall in love with this is the coolest packaging ever, because not only is it a hard box and it's skinny and tall, it also has this where if you flip over the lid, it becomes its own stand. How cool is that? And you're meant to store your markers horizontally, because if you store them vertically, they dry out quicker. So this is just incredible. I don't even think I want to pop these away somewhere. I think I want them on my desk, just sat like this, because it looks so beautiful. I love this. I love this packaging. I've never seen anything like it. This is so smart. I think I can hold this up the whole time. It's a bit heavy. I want to discuss the actual packaging of the pens as well. So you'll see here, it is like this matte soft finish. I actually don't mind the matte soft finish either. It feels quite nice and chic in the hand. As you can see, the colors are written on the top with numbers. I didn't realize I don't like that about markers. This is all personal preference, by the way. Numbers are harder to remember what the color looks like. And I do go into cap accuracy in the swatches also, but I don't know what 66 looks like, but I would know what blue mint looks like. And Ohuhu ones do have the name written on it. But I didn't realize this was something I didn't like in a marker until these ones. So if you don't care about that sort of thing, then like, doesn't matter. But for me, I look at number 66 and I'm like, what? It does come with a fine tip and a brush tip, which I am on the brush tip side. I have gone to the dark side. I've always been a chiseled girl. I like the chiseled end, but brush tips this year have a chokehold on me. I really like a brush tip. I feel like you get a lot more different line weights, different control of the marker. I don't know. Once you start using a brush tip, you sort of can't go back. You can get really thin lines, you can get thick lines, you can go thin to thick. I love how brush tips feel. It's all personal preference also, so that's up to you if you like a brush tip or a chiseled tip. My advice is try both. Just have a go at both. And now we're going to talk about the actual swatches of the pens. Before we begin that though, I just have to have a massive rant. The packaging, oh my god, it's so beautiful. You get these gorgeous 90 pens, you get this really cool lid. Do not give me an A4 piece of paper to swatch them. I didn't realize how much I don't like being given an A4 piece of paper to swatch these on. I don't like that. So every time I want to look at the color of it, I have to fold it out and have a look. That's me just being a bit pedantic, but I don't like this. I don't like how it's set up in this flimsy piece of paper. And not to just compare it the whole time, but the Ohuhu ones come in these tiny little cards and they're like cardboard. And they're just like this. They're easy to store. If I want to see a color, I can just quickly pull this out and just... That's so easy to me because they're right there. You know, they're nice, they're small, and they're cardboard. I like this. I don't like this. I do not like this. Not only is this from a big pack, so this is 160 colors on little cards, and it's set up better. From my little Ohuhu pack, I have these as well, like little cards that fit in there. I just like the cards more. But also when it comes to swatches, I have my own little book that I've made myself where I can just fill it out because I don't like this. Moving on. Now that I've gotten that all off my chest, let's get into the actual swatches. With the swatches, there are key elements we will be looking out for. So vibrancy, saturation, pigment, ink flow, cap accuracy. That is important, especially when you've got a swatch sheet like this. Moving on. What you doing? Okay. Yes, Kirkmo, it's a pen. Once I started swatching out the markers, instantly I was like, okay, these are gorgeous. These are beautiful, they swatch gorgeously. The colors are vibrant, they're so saturated, they're gorgeous. And when I say saturation, I mean like intensity. And I do believe these are the saturated packs, so I think they're meant to complement the other packs that they have. But if you're a beginner, I'm sure you wouldn't want to get like the biggest pack you could get. This is just a review for this certain pack. I think the colors in this pack are so gorgeous. I do have a couple issues with them. When you're looking at this pack and the swatch sheet, is there a color that you see missing? I'll actually give you a minute. Orange. I cannot stand there not being an orange in this pack. And I go into it a bit more with the demo, because in the demo, I pick a page and I'm like, okay, I like this page. There's pumpkins in that page? There's also not a light brown, which bothers me a little bit, because I am a caramel, I'm a honey, I'm a fawn type girl. I like having that light brown option for certain things, not just, you know, skin tone and certain elements and like animals. I like having a light brown. There's not a light brown in this pack. I'm going to keep comparing this pack to the Ohuhu Bobby Goods pack, which I use in every single video, which is a smaller marker count than this. That's all I use at the moment, and I have been for ages. There's a coloring book that I have that is only purely full of that marker pack, and I'm able to make the most gorgeous coloring pages from it. There not being a light brown in this did irk me. Another thing I noticed as well, there's not really colors that are the same, but there are colors that are a little bit too close that irk me more because there's not an orange or a light brown. Just those moments. But I will say the pastels in this pack, like this row here, oh my god, I am a pastel girly. I go through pastels really fast, but these pastels came out beautifully, and I do a whole page on these pastels as well. I love the pastels. They are gorgeous. And if you've been subscribed to me for a little bit now, you would know I am a brown and grey girly. I love greys. They are my babies. Greys I use in every single colouring page ever. And there are so many. There's so many. One that did irk me is the blue grey. I like having a variety of blue grey. It jumps from B1 to B9. And I know cool grey and blue grey are quite similar, but I like that blue undertone a fair bit. That's just a little baby irk of mine. We can move on. But these swatched out gorgeously. I love how these feel in my hand. I love how they feel on the paper, on the page. They were not too wet. When I use a Timu marker and my paper went crunchy, crispy, nasty, that's when I realized, oh, wetness matters. Okay, got you. These do not dry out your page. They are beautiful. The colors are fantastic. The feel, the ink flow, they are all 10 out of 10. I loved using these markers. These markers are incredible. Now with cap accuracy, there are some where it's like, oh my god, they match. They actually match. Like, that's so cool. There are some though that don't match, like, at all. That's okay. I wouldn't be so upset about it if I had a better swatch sheet. If you didn't give me this, I wouldn't care. And also if you had the names on the caps, I wouldn't care, but I don't like this. So the fact that the caps don't match as beautifully as I'd like, it bothers me. Usually cap accuracy doesn't, so fix this. please. They blend really pretty. I don't really show it on this page, sorry about that, but they do blend gorgeously. No streaks, no difficulty. They didn't dry too fast. They're also not too wet. They didn't like go nasty on the page or anything. They blend like a dream. They're gorgeous. Also, when you place a color down and then leave it for a couple seconds, going back over top of it with the same color and it gets one shade darker. I love when markers do that because I love shading, so that just makes it so beautiful. Now it's on to comparing them. I will be comparing them to the Ohuhu markers because not only are they very popular, they are also my babies. I love my Ohuhu markers, but I'm really keen to see how these compare to these. The two Ohuhu packs that I own are the 160 pack and the Bobby Goods X Ohuhu pack, which I think has 48 colors, so much less than the Arrtx one. So this massive pack here, she retails for $137. You get 160, that's all the colors you could ever need. I did get this set off of Facebook Marketplace. You'll find some people who don't want to color anymore and just want to sell their Ohuhus, and then I come along. I've gone through 2 packs of these. I color a lot, if you haven't noticed. As a beginner, you probably wouldn't need this big pack. I'll be honest with you, you don't need it this big. Once you've started coloring and realize, oh, okay, this takes up my whole life pretty much, then the 160 pack comes in clutch, but if you're a beginner, you don't need the 160 pack. And that's where this baby comes in. I love this pack. This pack is my baby. I use it all the time. This is the 48 pack. She retails for $84. That is a bit more. That's more, I think that's about 50 cents more a marker than the Arrtx pack. But these are my children. I love this pack. I use it all the time. This is the most beginner friendly pack I could ever recommend. If you're starting out, I would say get this pack because you can make the most gorgeous coloring pages out of it. So you get all these wonderful colors. You get a mixture of blues, pinks, browns. You do only get 2 grays. That's my only gripe with it. But those 2 grays, they are gorgeous. They have a beautiful like neutral undertone. I did go through them very quickly, so the packaging as well. I love this pack and I highly recommend it. Now it's on to how all 3 markers compare. So with the packaging of the Ohuhu chiseled tip, of course it is a little bit thinner than the Arrtx one. That's also not a problem. Thin tips are very, very similar. They're not, I couldn't tell there was really a difference when it came to the thin tips. But of course the chiseled versus brush, once again, that is all personal preference. But I could not tell you the difference between these two. They are so incredibly pigmented, smooth. Ink flow is incredible. How these two compare are just, they're beautiful. So the Ohuhu Bobby Goods and the Arrtx, they are the most similar in packaging and the brush tip, of course. So this has the matte finish tip. This is just circle. I don't mind either. I feel like they both sit in the hand very nicely. And then the tips, the fine tips, they are very similar. I myself can't really tell. Sure, the Arrtx one is a little bit, I guess, slimmer in packaging, not necessarily the tip itself, but I feel like the brush tip as well, very, very similar. There's not really a difference in that. I feel like they're very the same. Like I couldn't tell you for packaging wise how different they are, except for the fact one's a little bit more rectangle, one's more circular. But with the actual pigment and the ink flow and how it feels when onto paper, they are beautiful. They are so gorgeous each. I was gonna say if you blindfolded me, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one was which. I can't color blindfolded, but what I'm trying to say is these are incredible. The Arrtx compared to the Ohuhu are very similar in quality. They are fantastic. With swatches, like when I did my little swatch pad, I couldn't tell you a difference. Like I have all 3 here laid out. It's a little trick actually. Colored in this page. One half I have colored in Ohuhu, the other half I have colored in purely Arrtx. I want you to guess right now on screen which side is which. I'll give you 5 seconds. If you said the Arrtx is on the left side, you are correct. The Ohuhu is on the right. If you showed me this page and said which one's which, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Sure, like the grays are a little bit different, but color doesn't matter. I mean performance. These work beautifully, both of them. They are incredible. The Arrtx really impressed me. When I was coloring, I couldn't really choose which side I liked most. Yes, I did want to just keep reaching for the Ohuhu pack because of the orange, but it's fine. It's fine, I got through it. Now that we've mentioned coloring, now it's on to the actual demos. So I actually did 2 pages, one purely with Arrtx, and because I found that page a little bit boring, not gonna lie, I did another page, but the second page I did Ohuhu and Arrtx, sort of making them friends on one page. So for the first one, I'm choosing this page from the Comfy Corner Coco Wire. I love this book. She's my baby. And the page I chose is just sort of simple. I wanted to use a range of colors just to really test it out. I actually used the colorless blender, which I never usually use, but I did for this picture, and not surprised, it worked beautifully. I had no issues with how the pens worked, how the color came out, none of it, of course. Of course there's bleed. Every marker you use will bleed. That's why you want to use a protective sheet. And as a sneak peek, I am actually working on my own protective sheets for you guys on my website, so keep an eye out for that. These run beautiful. They are so gorgeous. They feel so comfortable in the hand. They feel even more comfortable on the page. But once again, once I get to the pumpkins, I was like, oh, there's no orange. Okay. There is a vermilion red, but that is an orange toned red. That's not orange. That's still red. So what I tried to do is put down like a potato brown and then the vermilion, which made it really dark, and I hated it. I hate it. I can't stand looking at this page anymore. No, but then I put down a yellow and then the vermilion, and I guess it sort of worked. I'm still not a fan, but hey, it's fine. We digress. But yeah, the rest of the page turned out beautifully. I love how it all layered on top of each other. I love adding texture. Once the color dries, I love that you can go back over it with the same color and it adds that depth to it. I am a shading girl, so I love adding shade. Testing them out on this page, I loved how they felt. 10 out of 10. Love this page. But this page I felt was a little bit boring. Just a little bit boring. I was like, I want to do something fun. And that's where I colored in this page. I love the pastels from the Arrtx pack, and when I saw them I was like, oh, I'm doing a pastel page. Okay, that's where I'm going. This is beautiful. Look how gorgeous this is. I did mix this with the Ohuhu. So the brown, that's Ohuhu. The orange, that's Ohuhu. If you could guess, oh my god, could you believe it? It's Ohuhu. Yeah, so the brown and orange is Ohuhu. The rest is Arrtx. This is gorgeous. This might be one of my new favorite pages in this book. I love it. I love her. She's so pretty. But Arrtx and Ohuhu as a friendship, they are really beautiful. Like, I like them together, and I love this page. I highly love the Arrtx with the Ohuhu markers. Now it's time to share my final thoughts. Are the Arrtx pens worth it? Yes, I think they very much are. I think the quality is fantastic. They are, compared to Ohuhu, very close in quality. They are really beautiful. They blend like a dream. The colors are gorgeous. I love this packaging. My goodness. Can't get over it. Is this pack beginner friendly? I would say not so much. I feel like the colors you get, although they are gorgeous and I love them, you are missing some of the ones that would make this a beginner friendly pack. So like your orange and brown, like I keep going on about. but I feel like you also don't need this many. I feel like this is fantastic as a extra pack on top of what you already have. You know, like this is very complementary to what you would have. I'm not sure if they sell smaller packs. I'm sure they would. The smaller packs of this would be beautiful. The colors, the pigment, the saturation, the dryness, the ink flow, all of it. These are beautiful markers. I love them, and I see myself reaching for this pack a fair bit with the Ohuhus. If the comparison to Ohuhu, quality, fantastic, same and same. Like they are so similar, it's crazy, and I love it. Forgot to put him back here. You do get more in the 160 Ohuhu pack, with that being 134, whereas this one is 124. So that $10 difference, you get more markers. So there is value in that. These are gorgeous. It's all personal preference. It's also all budget, depending on where you are on the coloring spectrum. If you're a beginner, get a smaller pack. If you love coloring and all you do is color and you go through a coloring book like no tomorrow like me, this is fantastic as an addition. I love it. I really highly recommend. I do have pros and cons. So the pros are obviously this packaging. I love this packaging so much. I really do. I'm obsessed with this. I like that it's also skinny and not bulky. I also like that it's not the over the shoulder strap. I know what Ohuhu's doing with it being travel friendly, etc. But I don't know. I love this packaging, man. I love it. I love the pastel colors as well. That's another pro. I love the pastels. I love the grays. They're comfortable to use, they have fantastic quality. My cons are that they're missing colors. Do I have to say what they are? You guessed it, orange and light brown, and some grays. Cap accuracy, normally not a problem for me. But that comes into the third con, which is the swatch sheet. Don't give me a piece of paper. Just don't do that, please. I like little cards, I like anything but an A4 piece of paper that I color in. So yes, that is the review on the new Arrtx 90 alcohol pack. Let me know down below if you have the Arrtx pack or if you're an Ohuhu person. Let me know, I'd love to see. Thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time. See ya!